Hello, my name is Rachel. I'm at home today. Let's move on to our Pilates exercises. So we're going to start with a roll down. So feet underneath your hips, holding that set-up position with your body. You're going to start with your chin to your chest. Always drawing in with your belly button in towards your spine, like you're pouring yourself out. Come down as far as you can. It doesn't matter if you touch the floor or not. And then push into your core to unfold yourself back up to the top. Don't let your head go back as you come back up. Let's just do a few more like this. Breathe out as you roll down. Breathe in as you come back up to the top. 3 more. Keeping your shoulders nice and low. Try not to let your knees bend. Try to keep your legs straight and feel that stretch right down the back of your legs, right down the back of your body. Let your head just hang until it's time to bring it back up. And we'll make this our final one. Once you get down as far as you can go, stay there, grab onto each elbow. Just pull down even further, feel that stretch even deeper into your hamstrings and the backs of your knees and your lower legs. You can move side to side if that helps, so that feels like it's good for your body today. And then placing your hands down on the mat, bending your knees if you need to. We're going to walk out along double yellow lines on the mat, coming into a down dog shape. So spread out your fingertips and your thumb tips. Lift up your heels, so you're up on the balls of your feet. You can shake your head, do some yeses and some nos with your head just to loosen up your neck and any tension that might be in your neck or your shoulders. Draw in, belly button really drawing into your spine. Keep holding, feel your weight in your whole palms of your hands. Straighten your arms, lock your elbows in your shoulders. Draw your head in closer to your knees as you bend your knees, and then slowly straighten your legs. And you want to feel that just deepen a little bit, really extending your spine now. One more breath here. And then you can gently come down onto your hands and knees. So you want your knees underneath your hips and your hands underneath your shoulders. Again, keep your fingers spread out and your thumbs. Draw your belly button into your spine, so everything in the middle you're drawing in. Shoulders down low, so let lots of space between your ears and shoulders, and pelvic floor muscles, everything in between your legs drawing in and up. We're going to hold this shape, and then we're going to start to reach out. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Pointing your toes to start with. Breathe and stretch. Breathe and reach. Breathe out as you reach out, breathe in as you come back to the middle. Keep these slow and steady. There's no need to speed them up. Control is more important than speed. There's very little to be gained by speed here. Have your palms facing in towards your face. Really reach as far as you can through your fingers and your feet. And use your core. You want to really feel these core muscles now. Being a little bit challenged. Keep your toes pointing because that's going to stretch right down the front of your leg. And now we're going to change and we're going to push into our heels as we reach our legs out. That's going to stretch the back of your legs. So down from your bottom down towards your heels. Let's just do a few more like this. Keep going. Push into your heels. You don't need to lift your legs high. Just keep your legs in line with your hips. Different kind of move as you push into your heels instead of pointing your toes. One more each side. Then you can rest everything down. We're going to keep our hands down, keep your knees down, keep your knees bent. And again, starting with pointed toes, we're lifting and lowering. Just one bent leg up to the ceiling. Holding your other hip really steady. Keep your core drawing in. Keep your shoulders nice and low. So shoulders really working down your back. Nice long back of your neck. Crown of your head reaching forward, so you're looking down at your mat. Let's change sides. So pointing your toes, feel that stretch from your hip down to the top of your foot. Stay really firm on both palms. Keep going. Just a few more like this. And then we're going to go back to the first leg. And this time we're going to push into our heels as we kick up. So you're pushing into your heels, pushing the sole of your foot up as high as you can. Up to the ceiling again. Core still working. Shoulders low. Pelvic floor muscles, don't forget about them. 5 more on this side. 3, 2, 1. Let's change sides. Really pushing into your heel. You're going to feel this working in your hamstrings, maybe into your glutes, maybe into your bottom. You can push up as high as you can. Get that sole of the foot up onto the ceiling. If you can lift your leg really high, then great. Keep going. 5 left. Still breathing. 3, 2, 1, and you can rest down. I'm just going to come forwards a little bit so I've got some space to walk back. Keeping your hands solid, turn your inner elbows in to face each other. Belly button drawn in towards your spine. We're going to walk out into our plank and then walk back in. So with this whole move, your upper body is not moving, your shoulders are not moving, your belly button is drawn in towards your spine. Change which leg goes first. I'm just adjusting my hands a little bit because I've noticed that they're not exactly underneath my shoulders. Try and be as precise as you can with your alignment. So keeping your knees and your feet as much as you can in line with your hips. Keeping your arms and your hands as much as you can in line with your shoulders. If you want a bit more with your plank, hold your plank shape. Rock 3 times on the balls of your feet. And then walk your knees back in. And then let's go again, but change in sides. Change which leg goes first. Give both legs a chance to lead. And then come back. Keep breathing. Keep your belly button drawing in. Keep your shoulders nice and low. Remember, this is really about control. You might be feeling this around your shoulders now. We're going to do 1 more each side. And then you can rest everything down into a child's pose. So get your bottom right down on your heels. Reach your fingertips forwards. Get your ribs down on your thighs if you can. Let your forehead touch the mat. Take some deep breaths. Fill your lungs. Let your spine stretch away. Bring your hands up into spider hands if you feel any tension in your shoulders, and just push into each fingertip and each thumb tip as you lift the palm of your hand off the mat, just to release any tension there. And then we're going to come forward onto our stomachs. So we did swimming on all fours. We're going to do some swimming on our stomachs. So keeping your shoulders nice and low. Rest the tops of your feet down on the ground. Ideally, crown of your head reaching forwards, but if you've got to have a look at a screen, that's okay. Belly button drawing into your spine. Draw your tailbone down towards your heels, so you're getting that neutral pelvis. And then we're going to lift and lower, opposite arm, opposite leg. So really focus on keeping your shoulders low. Drawing your belly button in. Keeping your pelvis as much as you can in neutral. Lift and lower, so it's up and down. It's a lift and a lower, not side to side. Keeping everything in the middle really solid, really steady. If this is enough for you, stay here. If you want a little bit more, we're going to lift up both arms and legs, holding everything solid in the middle, and go with some paddles. So fast as you can with your arms and your legs. Try not to let your knees bend. Up and down, up and down, up and down with your hands like you're smacking the surface of water. 3, 2, 1. You can rest down. We're going to do 2 more sets like that. So either keep lifting and lowering. if that's what you want to do, or let's lift everything up and go. Paddling as fast as you can. So this is swimming prone. Keep going up and down with your hands as much as you can. 3, 2, 1. You can rest down. Just a few seconds here, and then we're going to lift back up. Do our final set. If you're still lifting and lowering, well done. Keep going. Let's get everything ready. And go. Paddling. Fast as you can. Straight legs. Don't let your knees bend. Keep your shoulders low. Keep your belly button drawing in. Neutral pelvis. 3, 2, 1. You can rest down. Well done. Rest your head down if you need to. We're going to bring our hands to the sides of our thighs. We're going to do some darts like this. So touch the balls of your feet together this time. We're going to start by lifting your head and your chest, peeling back your shoulders, sliding your fingertips as far as you can down the sides of your legs, belly button into your spine, still got a neutral pelvis, balls of your feet touching. You're making your body like a dart. Imagine that you're shooting through water as fast as you can. Hold this shape for 3, 2, 1. You can rest down. Let your head fall to the side. We're going to do 2 more like that. So let's lift up, peel back, really draw those shoulders down your back. Hands into the sides of your body. Reach your fingertips as far down the sides of your legs as you can. Lift your thumbs off the ground. Lift your feet off the ground. Lift as much of your legs, even into your pelvis if you can, off the ground. Balls of your feet touching. 3, 2, 1. And we'll rest down. Change sides with your head as you rest. And let's do 1 more dart. So peeling off, shoulders down, legs together as much as you can. Feel that wrap in your legs. Reach your fingertips down. Draw your belly button into your spine. Keep holding. 3, 2, 1. And you can rest down. We're going to come up onto our elbows. So elbows underneath your shoulders. Making some little fists with your hands. Like you're going to lift yourself up on those fists. You're not. You're going to keep your forearms down on the ground. But that's the feeling that you want. Forwards motion. Draw everything that you can in the middle. Belly button into your spine. Lift your belly button off the ground if you can. Lift what you can of your pelvis off the ground. Shoulders low. Core engaged. And we're going to point our toes and kick, 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 kick. So little kicks, alternate legs. 2 little kicks each side. Holding that shape with your upper body. So your belly button's really drawn into your spine. This is a nice little stretch for the front of your thighs, so for your quads. But it's work as well. It's work for your glutes. It's good for your bottom. Keep your shoulders low, but obviously your chest is lifted. So your front body, your belly button's drawing in and up. Your back body's still got a bit of a draw down. Keep going. Let's just do a few more each side. 2 more each side. Last one each side. And then you can rest your legs down. We're going to do 1 more exercise in this shape. So if you've got any sort of lower back problems, bring your hands forwards. If you haven't, you can bring your hands closer in, but you choose your position. And we're going to ease into this one. So elbows into the sides of your bodies. Gently rest your nose down, and then we're going to fold up and lower back down. So it's the same idea. Belly button is drawing in towards your spine. Shoulders are nice and low. You're just peeling yourself. You can bring your hands really far forwards if you want. It's totally up to you where you put your hands. See what feels good for you. It's a little bit of a back bend, a mini back bend. So work with what you've got today. Push into the whole palm of your hands. We'll do 1 more like this. And then lower yourself down, and we're going to stay down. You can bring your elbows if that's comfortable. And this time we're going to lift 1 leg at a time, straight legs. You're aiming not to let your hips move out wildly to each side. You want to get your whole hip off the ground. Straight leg, pointing your toes, lift and lower, one at a time. Breathe in, belly button drawing in towards your spine. Keep your shoulders nice and low. Last one each side. And then we're going to combine both of these movements into a rock on our stomachs. Take care of your face, take care of your body with this one, and just see how you go. Have a play with it. So choose your hands position. We're going to come up, lifting our chests, and then rocking back. Try and touch the balls of your feet together. So your legs are straight. They're going to want to come out, but do everything you can to keep your legs together. Keep them straight. Belly button into your spine. Well done. Keep going. 3 more. And when you've done your last one, you can roll back down. We're going to come up onto all fours. Do a cat stretch just to stretch that out. Belly button into your spine. Arching your back. Round up like a cat. Let your head dangle between your arms. Loosen your neck. Give it some shakes. Yeses and nos if your neck needs it. And then from here, we're going to come to seated. So bring in your legs forwards. We're going to do a rock on our spines now. So we're going to do an open leg rocker. So lots of space with this one. Belly button into your spine. Shoulders nice and low. Nice lift through your chest. This movement is all going to come from your core. Hold onto the backs of your legs. Point your toes. Find a bit of a balance point to start with on your sit bones. Keeping that chest lifted and your shoulders low. So you've got lots of space between your ears and your shoulders. Push into your stomach as you roll back and push into your stomach as you come back up. So it's really controlled. Nice and wide with your legs. So we're not crunching up to make a tiny ball. This is a bit of a wider one. Keep going. Hold your head and your neck just really steady. Using that core control to rock back and come back up. Try not to rock onto your upper back. Try to keep the rock on your lower back and your mid back. We're going to do 3 more like this. If you're moving around a bit, don't worry. See what you can do. See how this feels. 2 more. I'm going to do a bonus one here. And then you can rest everything down. Well done. We're going to bring our legs out in front of us. I think you can just see my toes there. So pointing your toes up to the ceiling. As much as you can, get your legs flat down on the ground. If you've got tight quads, there's going to be a bend in your knee. That's okay. But do what you can to keep your legs straight. We're going to bring our arms up to shoulder height. Fingertips reaching forward. So your fingertips and the crown of your head are going forward and your belly button is going back. So we're going to breathe out, let your chin come to your chest, make a C shape with your spine stretch forwards. Hold that and then come in back up as if you're stacking your back up against a wall. So breathe out as you stretch forwards. Breathe in as you stack back up to straight. Keep going. Toes reaching up for the ceiling. Keep the backs of your legs engaged. This is a really strong one for your core, and it's a good one to kind of move through and feel your flexibility increase as we go. Keep going. Let's just do 5 more like this. Breathe in. Stretching forwards as far as you can and as far back as you can with your belly button digging into your spine. Well done. 4 more. Keep going. Let your chin drop down to your chest or as far down as it can get. Pull your shoulder blades apart as you come into that spine stretch forwards. 3 more. Two more. And we'll make this our last one. And once your stack's back up to straight, we're going to keep our arms here. We're going to slowly as you can, push into your core and fold yourself down onto the mat. So working through your muscles one at a time, articulating through the bones in your spine one at a time as much as you can. Once your head is down, you can bring your arms over your head, full body stretch out, just catch your breath. And then we're going to move into some really focused core exercises. I'm just going to come forwards a little bit. So pelvis in neutral, planting your feet on the floor, your tailbone is drawing down towards your heels. Your heels are down on the ground, hip distance apart. Belly button is pinning you down to the ground. And if you can get this feeling, slide your ribs down towards your hips to just engage more core muscles here. And then we're going to bring both legs up to tabletop. So your shins are parallel to the ceiling. Curl off your head and your arms and your shoulder blades. If you can keep your head down if you want to, but if you're curling off, get your whole shoulder blades off. And we're moving straight into the 100. We're going for 10 breaths like this, pumping with your arms as fast as you can, reaching forwards with your fingers. Your arms are moving from your shoulder blades. Look through your knees with your eyes. Keep going, keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Shoulders low, so still lots of space between your ears and your shoulders. You've got a lemon under your chin, hold it steady. Belly button pinning you down still. Halfway there, keep going, 5 more breaths. 4, 3, 2, last breath in, last breath out, and then you can do a full body stretch out. Breathe, and then we'll bring our arms back to our sides. Plant your feet back down on the ground. We're going to move into our next exercise. Tailbone still drawing down, so your pelvis is in neutral. Again, pinning yourself down with your core muscles. Slide your ribs down to your hips. Both legs up to tabletop, curling off your head and your shoulders if you can. Head down if you need to. This time, one hand to an ankle, one hand to your knee. Pull that leg in as you stretch the other leg away and change. So it's really important that one hand goes to your ankle and one hand goes to your knee. If you can use these hands to align yourself. So everything is kind of in line with your hips as much as possible. You might be feeling this into your core now, just a few more. Really push that other leg away. 3, 2, last one each side. And then you can rest down however you want to, whether that's feet flat or a full body stretch out. We'll bring our arms back to our sides, plant your feet back down on the ground, tailbone back into neutral, using your core. Again, pinning yourself down to the mat. This time we're going to stretch one leg away to get that leg right down on the ground. Feel that stretch in your hip. And the other leg, we're going to grab onto the back of your thigh and just bend and flex that leg. We're just warming up this leg, especially the back of your leg. And then when it's warm, let it float up to the ceiling. Point your toes, turn your knee and your toe out just a little bit. Keep this leg as straight as you can, and we're drawing circles on the ceiling with our big toes. Everything else is staying down on the ground. Your core muscles are working hard for this. Your opposite hip is, you can push into your hands and your arms and your shoulder blades and your belly button. Let's change direction with those circles. Keep that leg as straight as you can. Drawing circles with your big toe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can bring that leg in. Give your knee a hug. Well done. Let's change sides. So stretch that first leg away, and we'll bend and flex your second leg. So as much as you can, push into that heel as you kick that leg up. Once it's warm, let that leg float up to the ceiling. Point your toes, turn your knee and your toe out as much as you can. Holding everything else steady, we're drawing circles on the ceiling. Keep going, try not to let your hips be wobbling around. Belly button's working hard. You can push into your hands and your arms. Keep going. Breathing. Let's change direction with those circles. Really, really straight leg here. Keep going. 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can hug that knee into your chest. Well done. Looks easier than it is, that one. Hug both knees into your chest now. You can give your knees a hug. Little rock on your lower back if you need it. This next one, I'm just going to move these out of the way. I'm going to just come forward as well so I've got a bit more space. Both arms out wide, palms down. Get your arms down, get your shoulders down, get everything down. Legs and feet are glued together and we are rocking. We are going to bring your knees up towards each elbow or as close as you can. So you're drawing out a bit of a V shape on the base of your spine. Keep your legs and your knees together. But the most important thing is that you try and keep your arms, your shoulder blades, your hands, everything pushing down into the ground as we do this little rock. You might be feeling this in a lot of different places. You might be moving down your mat as well. That's okay. Just keep going. Let's do a few more each side. 3, 2. You might be touching your elbows, you might not, you might be closer on one side than the other. Last one each side. And then you can rest everything down. Well done. I think I've moved about 1 meter down my mat, so I'm just going to come back onto my mat. We're going to stay like this with our feet nicely on the mat, flat on the mat underneath your hips. Feet hip distance apart. You can bring them wider if that feels best for you. If you want to work really hard, bring the feet together. And we're going to finish off with some bridges. So again, neutral pelvis, you're using your core muscles here, arms and hands down at your sides. We're going to push into the ground with our feet as we curl off, using your core muscles to roll up through your spine. Hold that as high as you can and then gently lower yourself back down, rolling through your spine, bone by bone. Again, this is one to ease into, to do at your own pace. Use your breath to help. Complete that rock right onto your tailbone. Play around with foot position. Do what's best for you today. Well done. Keep going. You might find you can get your hips and your bottom higher as we move through these. And if you want a little bit more with this one, when you're up in the bridge shape, hold that position. And we're going to bring 2 straight arms over our heads and back down to our side. You can do that once or twice or 3 times. Once your arms are back down, then gently lower back down through your spine. Your bottom comes down last. Keep breathing. Play around with the foot position. Find one that's best for your body today. Two more like this. Keep going. And last one. And then you can let everything rest down on the ground, and we'll finish with a full body stretch out. Catch your breath. Let everything feel heavy on the mat. Well done. And breathe.